Okay, so we're going to look at how to edit for count and non-count nouns and expressions. This includes singular and plural nouns. This text is related to a line graph about pollution in London over a period of time. And just to remind you, have a look at the link provided with this text, if to see what the graph looks like before we go ahead. Let's start then at the beginning here, and we're going to focus again on nouns and expressions related to count, non-count. And so I'm looking at certain nouns. The line graph shows the number of air pollution. Aha, so this is already an issue. If we look at number goes with count nouns, okay? But you see that it describes air pollution, and pollution is a non-count noun. So we have to change this. This is an error, and the corresponding word for non-count nouns is amount. So we don't want number, we want the amount of air pollution in London. Right, let's continue. Over the course of approximately 400 years, plural, right. Overall, there was many more sulfur dioxide. Aha, so this again is an issue. Sulfur dioxide, even if you don't exactly understand what it is, it's a chemical, right? And chemicals, generally speaking, are non-count. However, do you notice the use of many here? Many is used with count nouns. So we need to change that to much. Okay, there was much more sulfur dioxide. Many with count nouns, much with non-count nouns. Of course, in more informal texts, you can use a lot of. When you're speaking, you can use a lot of with both, right? Okay, so there was much more sulfur dioxide than smoke in London's air, right? Air is non-count, so that's fine. During that time, though both pollutant. So here pollutant is a thing that causes pollution, and it is count. Pollution is non-count, but pollutant is a thing that causes pollution. We can count these things. So notice it says both pollutants, so we need S, okay? We need the plural. Be careful with plural nouns, right? Students tend to make this mistake of forgetting to put a noun into plural when you need to. So both pollutants experienced a sharp decrease. Good. In the 20th century. So in that first paragraph, a few mistakes related to whether something was count or non-count. Yeah? Right, okay, so there was little sulfur dioxide. Aha, the writer this time correctly used the quantifier little, which is used with non-count nouns. Sulfur dioxide is a non-count noun. Okay. Good. There was little sulfur dioxide in London's air before the year 1600. Then it began to quickly rise in quantity, okay, reaching 780 micrograms, plural, right, per cubic meter. Aha, that's right. Per means each, and so meter is singular. Good. Each meaning singular, yeah? In the first half of the 18th century. Fine. After a fall, during the next 70 years, the level of sulfur dioxide soared again. Okay, by the way, level could be both singular and plural. Some people like to use plural, the levels of sulfur dioxide, but level is fine as well. Reaching a peak, right? A peak of approximately 900 micrograms. halfway through the 1800s. Notice the use of apostrophe s for plural for a number here. Okay, there was a major fluctuation, one fluctuation, a fluctuation in the last part of the century. And then the air in London saw huge drop. Well, this is maybe something a little difficult to look out for, but keep in mind that here a drop is a noun and it is countable. We can talk about more than one drop. When you have a singular countable noun, then you need either a or the, and in this case a will do the trick. So the air in London saw a huge drop. So that's one kind of rule to remember, right? Singular count nouns generally need some kind of article in front of them, a or the. Alternatively, you could make them plural if it's okay, but here we need a singular, right? A huge drop. In sulfur dioxide, with a few deviation, okay, well, there's a little mistake. A few, okay, is plural. Deviation or change is countable, and so we need s. Don't forget the s. A few deviations, okay, from the trend until the total amount. So we're talking about sulfur dioxide, so amount for a non-count noun, that's correct. The total amount neared 0 microgram. Now this is interesting. 0 is not actually plural. It's not actually more than one, but we do use the plural with 0. 0 micrograms towards the end of the millennium. Okay. Next, the amount of smokes. Well, amount is actually correct because smoke is non-count. We don't use plural with a non-count noun. So the amount of smoke, take off the s, okay? The amount of smoke in London's air followed a similar pattern, okay, during the same time, though at much lower levels. So you see levels can be used with the plural with s, that's fine. From 1575 until the late 1800s, smoke pollution, okay, that's fine, pollution is non-count, we don't need an s, gradually increased with few changes, okay, again, changes is count, so we use few with a count noun, not little, that's correct, okay. The city experienced its highest level of smoke, that's fine, okay, in the later years of that century, at approximately 450 micrograms per cubic meter. Good. Then, like sulfur dioxide, smoke pollution levels, decline for the next 100 years. With some extreme fluctuations, right? So some can be used with both count and non-count. In this case, we're using it with count, so we need a plural, some fluctuations, until there was little or no smoke. So again, that's correct because smoke is non-count and little is an expression that we use with non-count nouns, okay? In the air over London by the late 1990s. Yes, okay, good. Last paragraph. To conclude, although the resident of London, hold on. Only one resident of London? No. This is, look out for the plural, right? The writer forgot to put the plural s here. The residents of London. In general, in academic English, we like to use plural nouns if possible. Plural nouns really mean this idea of general facts or general information. But so in any case, the residents of London breathed in high levels of sulfur dioxide, okay, and to a lesser extent, smoke, okay, non-count, during the period 1600 to 1900. The city was able to greatly reduce the amount That's right, because we're talking about non-count things, sulfur dioxide and smoke. The amount of those kinds, yeah, okay, that's kind is count, so those kinds, plural, fine, of air pollution, non-count during the 20th century. Yeah, okay, so there we are. This is an example of editing a piece of writing for count, non-count expressions and singular, plural nouns. You know, as you can see, maybe an article or two. Okay. I hope that helps you, and we're going to do a little more practice with a couple more texts. So, thanks.